recipe that's gonna make you look at this lonely fruit in a whole different way. And it might make you fall in love with beet. Can't wait, let's get into it. So I'm gonna go in with my chef knife, just make like really thin slices. Guys, please don't fear. If you're not all about the life of using your chef knife, chopping and slicing away, definitely throw this in your food processor. And then what we're gonna do now is just put them back together and go down, make slices again. And we're also sticking to the 1/4 inch rule for this because we want to get super fine. All right, so I have my matchsticks and I'm gonna go ahead and get them into cubes. As fine as I can get them, because we want this to be a 1-bite type of appetizer that you can serve for your Christmas dinners, parties, weddings, and it's usually a crowd pleaser. Like everyone is just so pleasantly surprised at how delicious it is. You're like, this is beet? This is beetroot? So this is basically the sizes that you're going for. Really cute, small little boxes. Alternatively, you can just throw this in your food processor and you're good to go, which I usually do. But if you want like a more refined look, hand is the way. Guys, the problem with beet is that it's very earthy and people just don't know what to do with it half the time. I mean, that's my experience growing up. But once I discovered this recipe, I'm just like, oh, this makes sense. You have to accentuate it, you have to season it really well. So this recipe is definitely like a really good base, but what I've done is add a little bit of sweetness to it. It already has the spiciness from the cayenne pepper and the earthiness and the really nice spices from the cumin, which all elevates it and just makes it more jazzed up. It's like a Cinderella story, really. It's like taking a very simple girl and dolling her up for the ball, and yeah, that's the story of the beet, and you're gonna love it, I'm sure. All right, so we have our basic ingredients here. The star of the dish being the beetroot, complemented by the tomatoes. These are roughly about the same ratio, and then we have 1 medium onion diced up. We're gonna have salt, garlic, and some flour to thicken up everything. We have some cumin. The original recipe calls for cumin seeds, but this will do. And we have cayenne pepper to add that zing, that spice. And yeah, let's get cooking. All right, so we have our pot. We're gonna preheat it and then start assembling the dish. It's very easy. All we're gonna do is we're gonna have our oil in our pot. We're using coconut oil today. We're gonna saute our onions, get it really deeply brown, nice charred color that really is gonna intensify the flavor and give it that characteristic browned onion taste. Very important, don't skip this. And then we're just gonna add our garlic, the flour or powdered spices into the mix, and then top it off with our tomato, beetroot, water, and simmer for about 20 minutes until everything is like a homogeneous goo of yumminess. Well, it's not gonna be gooey, it's gonna be thick and like a chutney, but with beet and tomatoes. Get it? So let's start everything. So we're gonna do about 3 tablespoons of coconut or vegetable oil. We're gonna pour that in, and we're just gonna stir. We're just gonna keep stirring until it caramelizes. Really give that characteristic rich, nutty, toasty flavor, which is gonna complement our beets exceptionally well. It's gonna be a umami in your mouth, like, oh my gosh. So good. The aroma coming off of this is exceptional. So in Indian cuisine, they do this thing where they brown the onion, like it's a standard in a lot of their curries and stews. It really just makes the onion taste a lot better, more palatable. And it makes sense. Anything that's caramelized usually tastes a lot better. So now we're just gonna go in and add about a teaspoon of flour, and this is gonna act as a thickener, chutney if you will, or as Madhur Jaffrey calls it, beet and onion stew. I have 5 cloves of garlic minced. I'm gonna add that, give it a stir. If it's getting too brown, you can just turn off the stove and add our other ingredients. So I have some cayenne pepper, I'm gonna do half a teaspoon. I got some cumin, I'm gonna do like a teaspoon, maybe 2. Like I go hard with the cumin, especially if you have the powder sitting for a while, it may not be as potent. So feel free to go hard on that. And then you just pour everything in like that. And then we're gonna salt. Probably, this is about, I would say, a teaspoon of salt. some water to cover, and just let it simmer down. Just enough water to cover it. You can add maybe a quarter cup of water as it's drying out. And we're gonna just let it simmer for about 20 minutes until the beetroot like softer and all the tomatoes disappear. Adding a little bit of sugar, like a teaspoon, just to kind of lift up the tomatoes. They're very tart. Because at the end of it, we're gonna top it off with some balsamic reduction, which is very sweet, or you can use honey. So just a little bit goes a long way with this, you don't have to. And all we do now is cover, and then we work on our roti. We're gonna cut them out into circles and deep fry them. And we're almost done. For this recipe, to make it easier, I've just grabbed store-bought roti, which you can find in your freezer aisle or fridge section in most supermarkets. In this case, I got these from Megamart. Alternatively, you can make it from scratch, make your dough and fry them fresh, and this is called puri. Maybe in another recipe I can show you how to do that one, but this is so convenient. Okay, so this thermometer is helping me figure out when it's ready. Of course, I can just play it by ear and just do the old-fashioned way, but this is like a sure way to know. It's at 360 now, so we're about ready to fry. I usually deep fry stuff at 350, so we're ready. Get this and so much more on my Amazon affiliate store. I get you the goods, guys. I know what I'm doing, so hook yourself up. They're already cooked, so we just need to just get them really crisp and just get the excess water out of them. You don't have to worry about the shape of it. It's all ill-shaped and looking weird and wobbly. Once they get into the oil, it's gonna straighten out, as you can see. We're just gonna flip them like so. And they get really nice air pockets in them. So cool. So this is ready. Once it's golden brown, you just grab it, get the excess off, and just put it on your cookie rack for it to crisp up and drain off the excess oil. So easy, right? Of course, you can choose to air fry these so that you're not contending with so much oil. Just spritz them with your favorite fry oil, put them in the air fryer for 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, and you've got really yummy roti chips. Isn't that cool? All right, guys, we are at the finish line, and just a grating of tangerine zest. We are ready to taste. It's so aromatic. It's full of so many festive flavors, and look at this. So pretty. Ta-da! This will definitely impress your friends at your next holiday dinner, your parties, birthdays, showers. This dish is so delicious. It can work with anything, and it's vegetarian. You can go ahead and use vegan cheese. This is goat cheese, but you can use any vegan cheese that you have, feta, and it will become a vegan dish. Isn't it spectacular? And you won't even tell. Meat lovers and vegans alike will love this dish. And you just take it up and bite. Guys, wow. This is a wow dish. You won't stop eating. It's like the Indian salsa and tortilla chips. It's healthy, it's nutritious. The really deep red color makes it pop, so it really looks really great on a dish, in any salad. It even makes really great smoothies, by the way. And ice cream. Give beetroot a chance, and I'm sure this will just turn your world upside down. Kudos to my lady, Madhur Jaffrey, for the inspiration for this recipe from her cookbook. I just added a few different ingredients to it and made it more sweet and more like a jam and chutney, which you can serve on fried roti. Giving this dish a 15 out of 10 rating. I'm not just saying that because I did it. It's amazing, crazy addictive. And guess what? You're gonna get to see this recipe in my updated version of my Christmas cookbook, which is digital for download for you guys. And for the newbies, make sure you go on over to my website. The link is below. Click on there, go support your girl. I'm just giving you all the goods, and this is so yummy. Guys, I need to go and finish these. They're so addictive, so good.